Hello, chat. Hello, friends. Welcome back. I am here and I am ready to talk your ear off today. I want to talk a little bit about relationships. I've been in a relationship with my partner for 5 whole years, half a decade. That is kind of insane. But I would just like to talk about some things that I really thought were helpful as someone who has borderline personality disorder and how it affects my relationships and what specifically I did to work through those, or what are some hacks that I managed to find or gather up to accommodate some of the issues that were arising in said relationship due to my borderline personality disorder. I hope some of my tips may help you if you are someone who also happens to struggle with interpersonal relationship issues. I really bad. I have always been the type of person to really have just one main friend at a time because I've always struggled with friendships and I've always struggled with keeping them, making them, sending certain cues because I am autistic. So social cues are really hard for me to get around and really work with. I am working and trying my best to ingrain what some things are, just pick up on things more easier. But let's get into the tips. Let me let me stop yapping. Communication is key. Tell your partner you're having a bad day. Tell your partner you're having a great day. Tell your partner you're busy and you're not really going to be able to be on your phone as much today. Listen when your partner says that they're having a bad day. It's easier to be careful with someone when you already know they've kind of like been having a hard day as it is, if that makes sense. I stress this enough. Communication is so important in relationships. If you have mental health issues, that needs to be communicated. Your mood needs to be communicated throughout the day so they don't automatically pick up and assume, okay, well, obviously they're taking their anger out on me because I did something wrong. Well, or we could just be having a bad day and we didn't communicate that. So, I mean, it's kind of valid for you to have an assumption like that. Communicating our feelings, making sure that we are letting people know that, yeah, I might be a little bit irritable today. I might not really be all cheery giddy like I usually am because I really am just having a hard time up there. It's so easy, it's so helpful, and I truly cannot stress this enough. Communication is so important. You have to trust your partner. You have to be honest with how you're feeling with your partner. You have to be honest about how they're making you feel without fear of, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings with what I have to say. We have to communicate it to work through it. Be honest with them and ask questions. Ask questions. If your partner is struggling, if you feel like their body language has been off, or if you feel like you're not quite understanding why they're acting a certain way, it doesn't hurt to ask a question. Asking them questions to help you understand how to help them better can be very helpful. It can be so good. Remember that I don't know is a good answer, and it is also one that you can give. Do remember that communication and being like, okay, well, that is a question I don't really have the answer to right now. Can we talk back about this in a little bit? Or can we brainstorm, see, can you break it down so I can have a different understanding? Asking questions, getting to know what you can do to help them. If they ask you questions too, letting them know what they can help you, and vice versa. Questions are so helpful. I love when my friends ask me questions about my mental health issues. I love when my friends ask about my outfit and what my safe foods are and what my preferred textures are when it comes to food. I'm like, yes, you guys care about me. Please keep asking me these questions. I love when people show that they care by asking questions to better accommodate your day-to-day life. I love it. Be reminders for each other. It can be really hard to do simple things for ourselves. It can be super, super hard, especially if we don't have the motivation to do things as simple as other people. We are not in this alone. You're not in this alone. If need be, if there are certain things that you would like to have your partner remind you of, like for a very long time, my partner has been the biggest source of my medication accountability. Like he is one of the reasons why I am frequently taking my medication. Like there has been times where I haven't taken my medication because I forgot or he hasn't told me, and I was like, damn dude, like I never realized like how helpful you are when it comes to reminding me to take my medication. I use Finch. I have my med check reminders on my phone. I have all these different things. I have my med container. I have everything that I do on my own, But I'm not saying like you also giving me support and assistance is not helpful. Like, and vice versa. Say, for example, my partner reminds me to take my medication, and in return, I remind him to eat. Like, I remind him to eat lunch, or I remind him to go to the gym on the certain days that he wants to go to the gym, or I remind him to wash his clothes so he has clean clothes for work tomorrow. Like, small stuff that you really wouldn't think of yourself, but like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I guess I could just do it for him. Be like, okay. Or you could also remind him, because again, reminders are so very helpful. Use safe words.
What did he say?
Not in the kinky sense. You can use safe words, but not that way.
You nasty.
You can have safe words for a series of different things, meaning different things. Sometimes it could be hard to say I'm having a BPD episode, or I feel like I'm about to start splitting, so instead you can use a nice little safe word or a cheat code, or perhaps you can even use like an emoji to send like back and forth if you find yourself frequently texting your partner when in those moods. You can also use like one syllable words like cycle or like bust. Just, small, simple one syllable words that are easy to remember that you would find being helpful in times where you can't properly conjugate the words that you need to get across what you feel is currently happening to you right now. There can be certain safe words for certain commands. Like if I feel I might be having a panic attack, using the word count, being okay, we're going to start butterfly tapping, or we're going to start box breathing, or something in the sort that could be a trigger for whatever action that needs to be taken to help calm me down from whatever feeling that is currently happening, whatever I'm currently going through. Be willing to give each other space, because remember, sometimes we just need space. Sometimes you just being around someone for too long truly can cause resentment. It truly can cause frustration, irritability. Some people just need space, and that's perfectly fine. Like if they need that space, be understanding, supportive of it, be like, okay, well, I'm gonna be here for you whenever you are done needing said space. Don't go far. Like say for example, okay, I need to like go step away, I need to gather my thoughts, I need to think, I need to, properly calm myself down so I can think logically. Y'all can be in the same house, be in separate rooms. I'm not saying give each other space, like go fucking to a whole different state. Don't do all that, because now we're starting to run away from the problem, and we don't want that, okay? We want to give each other space to calm down so we can come back and solve whatever the problem was, okay? We're adults. We don't run away from the situations no more. My partner has ADHD, and I acknowledge when his ADHD is causing hiccups in certain behaviors, or is causing him to slack on this, that, and the fourth, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna call you out on it. I'm gonna be like, okay, well, I see your ADHD is causing you to forget a lot of these things, because why do I have 3 different pairs of shoes all over the room when we have a shoe rack? And it's not laziness. It's not laziness. It's simply the fact the dude forgets to do it. It's simply the fact. Either way, don't pretend it's not there. Don't pretend that it doesn't affect them in some way. Educate yourself. Acknowledge it's there. Acknowledge that sometimes they're going to have hard days. Acknowledge that sometimes it's going to appear in certain ways. Acknowledge that recovery and healing doesn't just happen overnight in one specific week because you just decide to change your whole life. That's not how that works. Healing is not something that just happens at the snap of a finger. I would love for it to be that way, but it's not. Call each other out on y'all bullshit, but make sure you do it in the proper way. If your partner is frequently, repeatedly doing something that is detrimental to you or your mental health, say that shit. Say it, call them out, speak on it. Don't do it in an asshole way, okay? But sit down with them, be like, hey, this, that, and the fourth really hurt my feelings. Use your I statements. I felt like blank, blank, blank. If you want, pull up the emotion wheel in case you don't know what you're feeling currently in the moment and you do need help describing what it is, what emotion you're currently going through. The emotion wheel is so helpful. I have that in my DBT toolbox. Can never go wrong with the emotion wheel. And likewise, listen when you're being called out too. It's really easy to get stuck in that circular argument going back and forth, and you feel like the conversation's not making any progress because you just keep dwelling over the same things. You have to be open-minded, you have to listen, you have to be considerate, you have to sacrifice and make compromises at times, because relationships aren't easy, especially if you are also someone who has BPD. You know damn well this shit is a fucking leg and an arm to fucking manage. You have to be able to listen the same way you called them out on their bullshit. We're not perfect. They're going to call us out on our bullshit too. But it's a matter of being able to properly handle the criticism they give us. And when it does trigger us, being able to go about it the certain way. But like, damn, dude. Okay. Damn. You really fucking just hit me in the fucking chest. Like, you're not gonna fucking say that while holding my hand? I'm just fucking around. You gotta be able to fucking take that shit too. You can't just call people out on their behavior but not be able to take it when people call you out on yours as well. That's just not fair. It's not fair, and that's unfortunately something I had to learn in therapy. And most importantly, learn to forgive. When you both got brain issues going on, when you're both dealing with hardships, when you're both dealing with hard circumstances and arguments and conflicts and relationships, you're gonna realize at some point it's inevitable that people are gonna say things that they don't mean. A lot of people do it. It's inevitable. Anger causes crazy things in some people. That doesn't mean it's not gonna hurt. That doesn't mean what they say, even if they don't mean what they say, doesn't hurt. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna take offense to what you said, even though you didn't mean to say it. But the important thing is being able to recognize when you've messed up, being able to recognize, well, damn, I did definitely say something I didn't mean. Apologize, make changes, try your best to not repeat the behaviors that you see are potentially harmful, and apologize sincerely. Remember, an apology without change is manipulation. And vice versa to your partner. Accept it when your partner apologizes. Holding grudges in relationships is not very helpful. It doesn't really help anybody. It's really harmful, and it's something that if you find yourself holding a grudge, that's something that needs to be talked about. You definitely need to talk about that in your relationship, because you don't want to have to hold grudges. You don't want to have to be resentful towards your partner who's on your side over something that has hurt your feelings that you have not talked about. People cannot read our minds, and 9 times out of 10, it definitely comes back on me because I struggle with that realization. People can't read my mind, but at the same time, I can't read people's mind either. So the fuck am I being unfair for? When I get in that like black and white thinking, and I can't logically remember that there are other people who can't read my mind the same way I can't read theirs. Like when I remember that, when I am splitting, I'm like, damn bitch, calm down. But these are just some things that work for me and my partner that I found. Please, if you also have tips and tricks in your relationship, I would love to hear. Please add them to the list. I'd love to know. The comments are open. I love to hear every single thing that y'all got going on and how you manage to work through it. If you have like little relationship life hacks, if you have certain things you like to do, but yeah, I would love to hear it. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys already do some of the things I've shared. I would love to know. But yeah, that's some things that have helped me and my partner stay together for 5 years. Despite my BPD and comorbidities, we are breaking the stigma one day at a motherfucking time, because people keep saying people with BPD can't have healthy relationships. Bitch, I'm working on it. Bitch, I'm working on it, and I can, okay? I can and I will. I can and I will. We've been together for 5 years, and I would never once consider our relationship even close to unhealthy. That doesn't mean my way of thinking isn't always. My way of thinking is not always healthy. That shit's very unhealthy. That's what DBT is for. That's what I am working my ass off in recovery to learn, sharing my journey with you guys. So if you would like to learn along with me, you can. Thank you guys for listening, and I truly hope I shined some light on some things that could potentially help you. I'll talk to you another time, chat. Peace out.
Bye.